Hello, welcome back to I Create For You. Today's Monday, and we are going to be doing a ghost story in the Ghosts Among Us book. We're pretty far into the book here, and the section we're in now is called Ghosts on the Road. Philip Rouse can't help but smile when he remembers how much fun his parents had taking car trips together. Dad was the original manager of the United Machine Company, he said, describing how the Senior Phillips route covered a 400-mile radius near Memphis in the 1960s. Sadie and Philip Roos Sr. sang along with their Guy Lombardo 8-track tapes and sometimes wrote their own songs to sing in the car as the miles flew by. They were happy times for Sadie, who, at 92, has spent over a dozen years without her husband. Dad passed away in 1991, said Phil Jr., who is privy to an unusual memory his parents shared. Dad talked about it till the day he died. Sadie, too, will never forget the odd encounter on a lovely spring afternoon. She and her husband were driving home from an Atlanta trip and were on Highway 78 about halfway between Holly Springs, Mississippi, and Memphis, Tennessee, when they saw some other travelers who seemed out of place and out of time on the side of the two-lane highway. They saw a wagon train, said Phil. They stared at the sight that seemed right out of an old western. An elderly couple sat in front of the horse-drawn wagon train. The man held the reins, a pipe clenched in his teeth. The woman wore a white bonnet, Sadie remembered. The Rooses were so stunned they traveled 2 blocks before Philip Sr. said, "We have to meet those people." Figuring that the unusual travelers must be involved in making a movie, they headed back to the spot where they'd seen them less than 2 minutes before. "They were gone," said Sadie, who still shakes her head in awe. How could the wagon train have vanished so quickly? The couple got out of their car, puzzled. They examined the wet ground, scrutinizing it for the track marks that should surely have been left there, but found none. The Roosters drove down around the area, searching for the elusive travelers. They were nowhere to be seen, and there were no nearby roads they could have ducked onto. "Mom and Dad couldn't wait to get home and tell my sister and me," said Paul. But when the parents excitedly shared their experience, Phil and his sister mocked them. Yeah, they teased the elder Rooses. "They got mad at us," Phil said, laughing a little at the memory. Phil Sr. and Sadie were shaken by the episode. "I could see the fear in Dad's face," said Phil. They did not know what to make of the odd event. The apparition had been so vivid that they could describe the curl of smoke rising from the old pioneer's pipe, the big black hat on his head, and the rope and the water keg that hung from the side of the wagon. When they saw their grown kids' reaction to their experience, they extracted a promise from them. Excuse me. "They insisted we never tell anyone about it," said Phil. "They were afraid people would think they were nuts." Until now, they had shared this incredible episode with family only. Sadie is still baffled by the mystery. Did they see ghosts of pioneers? Perhaps. Or the apparition may have been a place memory, a phenomenon where a dramatic event is inexplicably impressed upon the environment. Like a loop of a movie film, it is played back when the conditions are just right. It is theorized that in such an instance, the actual spirits of the people seen are not really there, no more than the soul of Clark Gable is present when Gone with the Wind is viewed. If it was a ghost encounter, the figures seen could have interacted with witnesses, and if indeed the old pioneers were ghosts, they would have been mighty confused by the sight of motor cars whizzing by along with such newfangled gadgets as 8-track tapes. Time marches on. Whew. That would have been a bit weird to see. And I think I probably would have had the same reaction in my head, but oh, it's supposed to be like some kind of reenactment going on. But to go back and not find any sign of them, and a lot of other little details that stood out in that quick of a glance, you know? So I'm going to try to do a covered wagon. I'm going to try to do my best. So we'll go start the bottom part of the wagon. Alrighty. Never have I drawn one of these before. There's a first time for everything, right? I don't know that I'm going to draw the horse in front of it. I think I might just stick to the wagon only because, you know, it being my first time. We'll see how it goes. You know, never say never. Isn't that a weird comment to make? Never say never. And you say it two times. Nope, that's gonna be alright like that. Just like the seated part where you would sit. That's what I'm making. At first I'm looking at it going, oh no wait. And then I forgot I have to do the wagon, the top part. I'm going to do this back different. I gotta think now. I'm losing my train of thought here on how I wanted to do it. There we go. That's the best it's gonna get. Not done. We gotta do the wagon wheels. How's their Monday going? Hope it's going good. And if it's not, there's always tomorrow. Ugh, boy, that's not even remotely straight there. I'll just stick with it because I can go like this and make it look better. I got this new screen protector on my phone, and it is like tinted dark. Ugh, it's horrible because when I go to look through it, I can't really see anything. I have to angle it. Oh my gosh, these wheels are horrible. Oh, and then of course these are like wood panels in here. I'm just going to do this. And this is where they would sit. Like you could probably see his hat. Oh my goodness, this is so funny looking. Oh, good lord. I feel like I'm drawing a cartoon. It sucks when you try to do something and it comes out funky looking. And that would be going up and attached to the horse, along with the reins attaching to the horse. I don't have much room for the horse here. I didn't give myself enough room, so I'm going to do the best that I can. Jesus, what is that? Okay, so this is the rump area. He's got funny looking legs, don't he? It's not the best horse because I can't really do this. This is driving me nuts. It's looking so funky. It should have like a longer neck before it gets to the body. And I'm snub nosing it because I don't have enough room to make the face nice. So he's looking like a poor, dilapidated workhorse. Poor thing. And then this would come up and probably attach in here somewhere. Of course, they'll have like a bit on them. And they might even have, because sometimes, well, I don't know if they had them back in the day, but now the Amish have like blinders. So I'm just going to put blinders on them. And maybe some kind of other contraption that will hold that steady when the horse is traveling. Just bear with me on this funky looking horse. It's shameful because I love drawing horses and I know I can do better, but right now it's just it, like they say, it is what it is. My daughter had a boyfriend who used to say that constantly, and it used to drive me insane. He was just not a good person either, so probably what fueled the fire there. You always hope that your kids don't make bad choices, even though you know they have to learn from them. You know what I'm saying? They should learn from their choices. But you always have that in your mind that you want to prevent them from making the wrong ones. I'm trying to make the other wheel on the other side. It's not working out either, but you get the idea basically that there's another wheel on the other side. So I'm just going to do my best to kind of put it in there somewhere. And that's how they're going to travel. So they had it rough, with all the different kinds of dust bowls. When they were flat planes, they're going across there and had to deal with the wind, and I can't imagine. I can't imagine traveling like this for long periods of time. Could not have been comfortable for either the horse or the wagon people. Anyway, that's the best that I can do for this ghostly story. And I think there might be one other one in this. We'll take a quick check here. Dead Man's Detours one. That one looks like a pretty long one. I think that's the last one in that series. It looks like it. And then after that, we're going into A Helping Hand. I don't know if that's the last a bed and breakfast in Ghost. And let's see what else. There's another type of When Justice is Done. And that might be the end of them all. Yep. So I guess we have 2 or 3 more segments, which isn't too many, and then we are going to venture into another book. And I think what I'm going to do, I mentioned it before a while back, I would like to have all these books raffled off to people. The best that I can. I'm going to try to think up. I mean, it's either going to be I'll have all of the books available. I'll show them all in a video, and possibly have you, if you buy, or I don't even know if I'm going to sell the tickets or just give you guys a number, and then once I pick that number, you get to pick which book you'd like sent to you, and then you'll email me your address info, and then I can mail the book out to you. Because, I didn't go through every story in the book. I did pick and choose some. So the one that's left for here, for the last one, I may or may not do because it's a pretty long one. So, like I said, at the end of the year, that's probably what I'm going to try to do in December. If you're all still with me in December, hopefully you will be, and hopefully there'll be a lot more of you. I would like to raffle off the ghost books because I have done videos on them, and I haven't used every single story in most of the books, so there are quite a few stories left to read or whatever. And then I will auction them off, or somewhat. Not auction. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Raffle them off. Good lordy Lou. And we'll see what's going on in December, and see how it goes and how many books I will have to do. We can do a live at that point, and that's how I will raffle off the ghost story books that I have read throughout the year. Okay, enough of that jibber jabber. Please stay happy, stay healthy, stay kind. Really, it does matter. Stay true to yourself. Stay strong. And stay tuned for the next video. And I hope to see you then. But don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you go. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.